Maybe we should never have ventured out into space. Our race has but two basic, innate fears: noise and the fear of falling. Those terrible heights. Why should any man in his right mind let himself be placed where he could fall, and fall, and fall? But all spacemen are crazy. Everyone knows that. The medicos had been very kind, he supposed.
You know, you're lucky. You want to remember that, old fellow. You're still young, and your retired pay relieves you of all worry about your future. You've got both arms and legs and are in fine shape.
Fine shape? His voice was unintentionally contemptuous.
No, I mean it,
The chief psychiatrist had persisted gently.
The little quirk you have does you no harm at all, except that you can't go out into space again. I can't honestly call it acrophobia and neurosis. Fear of falling is normal and sane. You've just got it a little more strongly than most. But that is not abnormal, in view of what you have been through.
The reminder sent him to shaking again. He closed his eyes and saw the stars wheeling below him again. He was falling endlessly. The psychiatrist's voice came back through to him and pulled him back.
Steady, old man. Look around you.
Sorry.
Not at all. Now tell me, what do you plan to do?
I don't know. Get a job, I suppose.
The company will give you a job, you know.
He shook his head. I don't want to hang around a spaceport, wear a little button in his shirt to show he was once a man, be addressed by a courtesy title of captain, claim the privileges of the pilot's lounge on the basis of what he used to be, hear the shop talk die down whenever he approached a group, wonder what they were saying behind his back. No, thank you.
Well, I think you're wise. Best to make a clean break, for a while at least, until you are feeling better.
You think I'll get over it? The psychiatrist pursed his lips.
Possible. It's functional, you know. No trauma.
But you don't think so?
Well, I didn't say that. I honestly don't know. We still know very little about what makes a man tick.
I see. Well, I might as well be leaving. The psychiatrist stood up and shoved out his hand.
Holla if you want anything, and come back to see us in any case.
Thanks.
You're going to be all right. I know it.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. GWFawkes.
What about Master's live Barbarossa?
They'll feed it during our absence. Anyhow, we'll leave instructions to ship the whole menagerie to France.
Then we aren't returning to Paris?
Conseil asked.
Yes, we are. Certainly, I replied evasively. But after we make a detour.
Whatever detour Master wishes.
Oh, it's nothing, really. A route slightly less direct, that's all. We're leaving on the Abraham Lincoln.
As Master thinks best,
Conseil replied placidly.
You see, my friend, it's an issue of the monster, the notorious narwhale. We're going to rid the seas of it. The author of a 2-volume work, in quarto, on the mysteries of the great ocean depths has no excuse for not setting sail with Commander Farragut. It's a glorious mission, but also a dangerous one. We don't know where it will take us. These beasts can be quite unpredictable, but we're going just the same. We have a commander who's game for anything.
What Master does, I'll do,
Conseil replied.
But think it over, because I don't want to hide anything from you. This is one of those voyages from which people don't always come back.
As Master wishes.
The hotel elevator dropped us off in the main vestibule on the mezzanine. I went down a short stair leading to the ground floor. I settled my bill at the huge counter that was always under siege by a considerable crowd. I left instructions for shipping my containers of stuffed animals and dried plants to Paris, France. I opened a line of credit sufficient to cover the Barbarossa and, Conseil at my heels, I jumped into a carriage. For a fare of 20 francs, the vehicle went down Broadway to Union Square, took 4th Avenue to its junction with Bowery Street, turned into Catron Street, and halted at Pier 34. There, the Catron Ferry transferred men, horses, and carriage to Brooklyn, that great New York annex located on the left bank of the East River, and in a few minutes we arrived at the wharf next to which the Abraham Lincoln was vomiting torrents of black smoke from its 2 funnels. It was very late, and everyone had left the cafe except an old man who sat in the shadow the leaves of the tree made against the electric light. In the daytime, the street was dusty, but at night, the dew settled the dust, and the old man liked to sit late because he was deaf, and now at night it was quiet, and he felt the difference. The two waiters inside the cafe knew that the old man was a little drunk, and while he was a good client, they knew that if he became too drunk, he would leave without paying. So they kept a watch on him. We've all heard the rules. Don't touch. Work at your desk. Sit up straight. Stop playing with that. Less is more. It's better to be seen than heard. Mind your own business. Wait your turn. Stop doodling. Don't sweat the small stuff. You keep making that face, it's going to stay that way. Keep your opinions to yourself. Remember, you can't be all things to all people. And always try and fit in. Sometimes you just have to break the rules. The all-new Surface Pro 3. The thinnest, fastest, most versatile Surface Pro yet. More than ever, it's the tablet that can replace your laptop.